Alright, this is going to be another little commentary. This time on the HMS Warspite, the Tier 6 British BB. It's obviously a premium ship, for many reasons. Not most of which because the guns in the ship are incredibly accurate. I swear to God, you can just basically hit anything you want within. What the range is like 16.3 kilometers. It's really accurate from all ranges. I think its Sigma is 2.0, which is one of the highest on any battleship. That being said, though, the maneuverability it leaves something to be desired. The turret reverse is incredibly slow, which based on the way I play, it's not too much of a big deal. I don't really see it as being an issue. The one thing I do see as being an issue is that it's incredibly slow, and that it turns pretty sluggishly. Because the way I would compensate for a slow turret reverse is you just move the ship until your guns line up. Now, obviously, that might not work if you're facing BBs and you turning gives them broadside, just so you can get your guns on. But against most ships, it's kind of a patchy solution, but it works. Surprisingly a lot. That being said, because the guns are so accurate, you feel comfortable taking these pot shots at DDs from, say, maybe 10, 11, 12 kilometers. And the thing is, you have a much higher hit rate, which is obviously beautiful. You see right here, hitting the fusion with an overpen, and then we use the back guns. Again, we're using the ship to swing around just to get our guns on target. Another 3 overpens. So yeah, and obviously the secondary started at 6 kilometers, which at tier 6 isn't too shabby. I've been on other ships, especially at low tiers, that I almost never see the secondaries used. But this ship seems to be, I use them more commonly. It could also be because I just position differently. I mean, like, it took me like 3 or 4 games just to get used to the playstyle on this ship. Look at that dispersion. Beautiful. And we ping him for a citadel. That really speaks to the accuracy of these guns. I literally can't get over how accurate these are. That being said, though, obviously with every BB, positioning is going to matter so damn much. You could have the highest accuracy in the game out of all the players, but if you can't position your ship well enough to actually get good shots and not take a significant amount of damage in return, then you're pretty much just shit. I don't think that does that much damage. Okay, 13k, not too bad. Didn't get any citadels, but decent amount of pens. And again, see? Bad positioning. I'm basically sailing full broadside on. Now the thing is in this ship is that because you're so slow, because your maneuverability kind of sucks, it's not terrible. I mean, later on I think in this game, I dodge a couple of torps from a DD. But yeah, it's not great. So you have to rely a hell of a lot on positioning. That's why you see me kind of go my own way, kind of charge a little bit into the middle of the map. Because you have to establish a good enough range. Otherwise you're just going to be waiting for the perfect opportunity to shoot. And you're going to be hanging back like the Fuso and stuff, and where they're positioned on the map is just pointless. Like I'm pinging right now. Like, these guys should be opening up on those 3 BBs. Because basically I'm a distraction at this point. I have the perfect crossfire. Now you could make the argument I should be a good bit more angled, but overall I think I'm in a decent position to do some real damage. Another beautiful salvo. God. This has really changed my experience of playing lower tiers. I've never had this much fun on a lower tier ship. Because recently I've been playing so much tier 10. And things like the Thunder and the Conqueror. It's really nice to actually use the AP on a battleship. And not have to rely so much on setting fires all the time. It's a really nice change of pace. Ooh! And clearly I didn't angle enough. And he got the citadels. And that's something you really need to be wary of. The HP pool isn't massive on this ship. Oh, but again, not terrible. 55k or 53,000. But the thing is, with rushing in, that HP pool is going to deplete just really, really quickly if you get in a bad position. And you cannot maneuver out of it because the ship's so sluggish. Again, I don't. Yeah, I don't know what that was. But yeah, one of these BBs should be already dead. Again, I think a lot of this game was me relying on the enemy shooting pretty poorly. Because otherwise, I don't think I would have got away with angling this badly. I should be angled a lot more. One pen. Unfortunate. I really thought I would have killed him with that salvo. Now I haven't really tried the HE shells that much. And I'm not really sure if they match up to the rest of the British HE line. Or the HE on the other British BBs. So that's something I need to keep trying out. But first impressions on this ship are incredibly positive. I would definitely recommend it. Like if you want a ship that's lower tier, but you really want to start grinding credits or just enjoy lower tiers, then this is definitely the ship. Again, so I'm not 100% sure if we win this game. I don't think so. It's not looking too good right now, but again, if we can clear out this left-hand flank, then we definitely have a chance. We can see the Queen Elizabeth and the Fuzu running from the eastern flank. I still can't believe that didn't kill him. So eventually they're all going to come to us, I suppose. Again, that Fuzu should be dead, but he's not going to die, obviously, because, well, he's too far away. Even for me dead, actually, with the spotting plane. Now look at this scenario. We have 3 BBs on this side of the map. I citadel him, and yet somehow he stays alive. And he's running, and the Fuzu is running away for some reason. Quite interesting gameplay. You see it at lower tiers. Now at this point, based on my position, I'm pretty far. I'm pretty far out of position. Like I shouldn't be right next to my carrier at this point. It's a bit of a ridiculous mistake, to be honest. Which just shouldn't be happening. I think at this point I realize it and start turning in towards B, because looking at the points, we're gonna need a cap if we're going to stand any chance of winning. But that being said, I think we're going to have a bit of a lull before we actually get to B, and before we start fighting some DDs. And I was reading up recently about the HMS Warspite, and it has an incredible history, absolutely incredible. It served in both the world wars. I think it was made in 1913. It actually fought in the Battle of Jutland. Was hit several times, but it made it out alive. And then I think his last operation was actually as we take on the DD. Look at those shells, it's so beautiful. Bam. But yes, last operation I think was the landings at Normandy. And provided like bombardment support, kind of. All stations, in support of that operation, and then it was scrapped, which is a shame. I think it would have made a really nice like museum ship, but obviously can't have everything. But yeah, this Königsberg's not gonna last a lot long. He's sailing in, just completely ignorant of anything happening. Now we wait for him to turn, to make the deadly turn. He needs to angle a little bit more. There we go. You want to shoot while he's still a little bit into the turn. You don't want to shoot when he's like full broadside and turning out. Boom! Got him. You want to wait till he's actually maybe halfway in the turn, and then by the time it takes your shells to hit the ship, he's going to be full broadside. So you want to shoot a little bit before he's broadside, if that makes sense. And now the big issue is the two DDs coming straight at us, which is going to be a little bit of an issue. And at this point I know if I can get close enough to that island, the ranger cannot drop me. So I start shooting at him. I pull close to the island so the torpedoes won't arm even if he drops them. I'm also aware of the DD on the other side of the map, the T-22. So he could be dropping me from that around the island also. So at this point I turn out. I dodge the torps. Turn out. I turn out. Why aren't you turning out? Turn. There we go. Again, it's so slow to turn out that you almost need to be preemptive and on everything. But we're lucky enough at this point that we don't get torped with the T-22. I think he did drop torps, but they're a little bit offline. Now this is the tilting shot of the game. At that point, yeah, there's the torps. He thought I was going to go straight on, which obviously I wasn't. Boom. 4 non-pens. And 1 torpedo protection hit. I think... And he gets the Citadel. Well, I think that's the Citadel. Or at least several pens. Obviously it wouldn't have made much difference, but it would have been nice to do a little bit more damage. Get to that 100k, but you can't have everything, obviously. And that's it. That was the game. A little bit unfortunate. We got the Confederate though, so it wasn't all terrible. We had some good maneuvers all together, but we just couldn't thread everything together. There's some mistakes, some positioning mistakes made overall, but one thing's for sure. The HMS Warspite is an incredibly fun ship to play on the lower tier. And that's coming from me, someone who hates playing lower tiers. I like having the fast maneuverable ships at all times. So for me, it was a really nice change of pace. So that being said, we did, what was it, around, I think it was 97,000? Yep, about 2k XP. Got the Confederate. Okay, 1,000 base XP. 300 more than than anyone else. But I hope this kind of demonstrated like how effective the guns are. I've probably beaten that to death at this point, but it's really something to marvel at. So at that point, I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you next time.